This is Acer palmatum Emperor 1. It is a red Japanese maple variety. And so jump into what I like about it. I love the red foliage, obviously. That's why I selected that, so it pops against all the other greens. And for me, it's one of the more reliable red foliage Japanese maples. There's a lot of them out there, but what I find is a number of the varieties are kind of muddy. And this one is red from the time the leaves come out in the spring until they fall in the autumn. So I really like this. You're looking at about a 4 to 5 year old tree that was planted from a 15-gallon container, and it's about 12 feet tall by 10 feet wide. And as you can see, the foliage has this lovely color. The hummingbirds are flying around enjoying it this morning. And there's a good look at the leaves. Now, one of the things I'll say about this that I also mentioned on another maple is that one of the concerns people have is that Japanese maples burn in the sun. So to clarify that situation, I live in an area that gets in the 90s and 100s during the summer on a regular basis. This tree has never had burned leaves on it. And the reason is I keep it moist enough. So point being is, if you starve any plant of water, even if it's fine in the sun, it can burn. It's just like you and I. If we're dehydrated and we sit out in the sun on a really intense day, we're going to be more affected by that than if we were well hydrated. So as you can see down below here, there's a lot of other lush plantings, and there's plenty of regular water for the root system, the entire root system of this maple. I don't recommend that people put Japanese maples on drip irrigation. I think that's a recipe for problems, because drip irrigation does not keep up with the spread of the roots the way they naturally want to happen as the plant grows, and then that's how you end up having deficient watering and end up with that sunburning issue. The other thing I'd say, though, is I'm not sure exactly how large this gets. It's easy to kind of contain at the size that you see here, but I would suspect that this reaches 15 to 20 feet tall at least, and probably 15 feet wide or so. And so do not try and wedge this in a small little space. If you really want to enjoy it for its elegant shape, and it's what I love. One of the things I love about Japanese maples is this kind of vase shape that they have. Then give it enough room to do that. Do not be planting it up against the house that you see so often, where it has to grow in a natural way just to get the light that it needs. So give these things the space they need, and you'll really enjoy them in the landscape. And I think that's it. These are not drought tolerant. I've seen deer chew on the leaves of this plant, so I wouldn't say it's necessarily deer resistant either. Although if the canopy's high enough when you put it in, that shouldn't be a big problem. And in design, it's really just a beautiful focal point in a garden as a standalone. One of the things I'll say too is that red foliage plants, some people go a little crazy with these. I've got a neighbor where they put in about 4 or 5 of these along with 2 or 3 other red foliage plants, and for me that kind of misses the point that it, as an accent, it really stands out amongst all the green around it. Well, if there's nothing but red, it's a bit much, and so I'd say use this sparingly and you'll enjoy it a lot more in your designs.